I just finished watching Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again the night of its finale. This review for the overall season won't be a balls to the wall black and white spoilers review, more of a surface level review that'll still cover all the need to know stuff. In general, having Daredevil Born Again was an absolute blessing for yours truly. Years after the end of the Netflix series, to have a proper continuation of the amazing Netflix show and a proper Disney Marvel produced series had me all kinds of hyped. Season 1 released last year, and with that season, you could see the Frankenstein type nature of the show. What I mean by that is you could see the two different visions for the show stitched together after the rewrites happened. Half of it was going to be a soft reboot version with minimal connections to the original series, and the other half was a proper continuation of the Netflix show. Naturally, I liked the latter part of the show much better. In the big picture, it was a good, not great series. Story-wise, it wasn't great during the middle portion, but the show definitely had its moments throughout, and I did think the final few episodes were very good. Season 2 was going to be at an automatic advantage, given the story vision of the show had been established with where they were going to go, and we were going to be treated to another thrilling chapter in the battle for New York City between Daredevil and Kingpin. The show had weekly releases every Tuesday at 6 p.m., from late March to May 5th, 8 episodes total, which I watched every Tuesday night that they released. In Born Again Season 2, Daredevil and others lead a resistance against Mayor Wilson Fisk and his persecution of all vigilantes via his task force. The storytelling is just much better this time around. It's a real epic from start to finish, and the battle Daredevil and his friends face due to the grip the mayor has on the city. But unlike Season 1, there's no filler episodes like that bank heist episode, or episodes where not much seems like it's happening. From start to finish, there's great story progression and things consistently moving the plot along. Because of the nature of the story this time around, it's the first time in one of these series we see much more of Daredevil than Matt Murdock. From Matt's perspective, he's a literal man on the run along with Karen Page, and due to Kingpin's knowledge of his secret identity, it makes things very complicated when it comes to going about his vigilante shenanigans, as he knows he has a lot to lose every time he puts the suit on. I already felt this way, but this season really cemented Daredevil as my favorite of all the MCU heroes. There's just so much about the character that's amazing, plus he's gotten to be in some pretty special series. What elevates the character per usual is the force Kingpin continues to be. Just the ultimate force when it comes to the havoc he can wreak from a position of political power, leading to the ultimate showdown with him and other vigilantes. And a lot of imagery that is a scary but timely representation of the real world. It's not just him though. This series was just so epic in terms of its scale of characters. There was just a lot of great character storylines and dynamics to follow here. One of my bigger issues with Season 1 was how I wasn't crazy about your newer additions to the cast, and I was annoyed how they pushed aside some of the staples of the Netflix series. Well, whether it was the writing or the character storylines just being better, they were just all amazing here. Buck, Heather, McDuffie, Powell, all much better this time around, and really contributed to the epicness of the story. And when you combine it with their interactions with the main characters from the Netflix series, and you just get some great story stuff. One of the better storylines involved a sticky situation involving Daniel and BB Urich, two of the newer characters from Season 1. There's some nice developments to that storyline, and definitely some worthwhile payoffs that'll leave an impact. The actual hand-to-hand action continues to be amazing, reaching the standards of the heights of the original series. The best sequences are the multiple that come courtesy of Bullseye. The guy's skills are all kinds of amazing anytime he's doing his thing. And as far as the character, I love the loose cannon he was, and naturally had some great encounters with Daredevil. The guy was just so good here that I wouldn't mind seeing him get his own spin-off series or hopefully used in other projects outside of Daredevil. The show had plenty of action, but it wasn't solely reliant on it like it was action overload. A few episodes have minimal action, but were still so good because the characters and just general things happening were amazing. There was a flashback episode that was a nice callback to the Netflix series, It was a great episode despite not having any classic Daredevil action, which is fine because there was more than a few episodes that made up for that. Episode 4 was just peak all-around television. It just had everything working drama and action-wise to be just sensational. My favorite thing about this show was how it got better and better. There was a real escalation to the narrative and stakes. The show was not afraid to make some bold choices. I mean, we even saw that with the beginning of season 1. But here, in more than one way, it came via deaths and certain reveals. Every single episode had something to make you go, holy shit, that's a moment right there. I gotta see how that plays out in the next episode. And more importantly, I gotta see what people are saying online about it right now. That wow factor continued to build to the finale. The finale dropped on a night where I had a stupid late shift that ended at midnight, but I wanted to watch the episode right when I got home, mainly to avoid any spoilers, which unfortunately drop on social media as soon as the episode drops, sometimes by the official Marvel account, believe it or not. Now this finale had my eyes glued to the TV from start to finish. The episode starts with an incredible back and forth scenario with just peak dialogue all around, but it just made an incredible hero out of Matt Murdock and Daredevil. And when it gets to the action, I was just absolutely blown away with everything that was happening. I just had chills. And it had the ultimate of all the bold choices amongst the whole series. Combine that with fantastic performances and eye-popping scenarios. Calling this a legendary 8 episodes of television does not do it justice. I mean, this was just perfection. My only issue as the show got towards its final few weeks of episodes wasn't with the show itself, but the fact that they were filming season 3 at the time, and unfortunately some of the set photos got out, which really did ruin things when it came to knowing where certain things were heading when it came to the characters. The worst of which was posted by one of the actors, and seriously, what the f***, he made it pretty obvious what was going to happen to a notable character. On the positive side though, part of the fun factor is seeing the further tie-ins to the Defender saga. Great having Kristen Ritter back as Jessica Jones, and there's some unexpected but pleasant returns in seeing some of the supporting characters come back from the original series. And if you've seen the set photos from season 3, you know that it's poised to be a long-awaited Defenders reunion, so the past few years of Born Again have really been a dream come true for yours truly. And there's Punisher Last Kill coming out next week, and who knows, maybe a friendly neighborhood movie appearance by Daredevil in a few months. So if you're a fan of street-level Marvel, you're going to be eating good this year. I just hope the show can get the viewership it deserves. The numbers came out a few weeks ago, and the viewership has not been spectacular, which is a shame because this show definitely deserves the viewership. To me, it's by far the best of all the Disney Marvel Plus live-action series, and to be honest, it might just be my favorite Marvel thing ever, show or movie. I'd have to really go back and look, but it's definitely up there. I love this season of Born Again that much. So that'll do it for this review of Born Again Season 2. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching.